Welcome to the Print Softcover. We have with us today Vishwas Nangre Patil, Joint CP Law and Order Mumbai. Welcome, sir. And we are here to talk about his book translated into English by Subha Pandey. The original title is Kar De Maidan Fateh. In English, Win All Your Battles. And it beautifully chronicles sir's journey right from the beginning of his career as an IPS officer in 1997, his training, to all his various life experiences while being on duty serving across Maharashtra. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for taking out the time for this interview.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
So why did you think of writing this book? And I must say that it's been nearly more than 20 years easily since the time you started your training, and all the incidents, every small incident is detailed in such beauty in the entire book. How do you remember all of that? Have you always been in the habit of journaling?
Yes, actually, I belong to a very small village, and in 1997, when a nun from Mumbai city was in the final list of civil services in IAS, IPS. We were three from our small village in IAS, IPS, and IFS. So it became a case study, and me, my cousin brother Anand Patil, we traveled across and interacted with schools, colleges, many students, aspirants. So I got so many requests, emails that I should write my preparation days and my efforts and adversities which I faced during my preparations. So I have written two Marathi books. First one is Man Mein Hai Vishwas.
Yes.
And second one is Kar Har Maidan Fateh. The titles are, of course, in Hindi. But my first book is my journey from a rural boy to IPS. It covers my birth year is 1973. 1973 to 1997. These 24 years I have covered in my first book. And the pinnacle of the book is my selection into Indian Police Service. And second book, which we are talking about today, is Kar Har Maidan Fateh, which is translated as Win All Your Battles, and translated ably by Subha Pandey. So this book is basically how the training groomed me. We are trained with other colleagues from Indian Administrative Service, Group A services at Mussoorie for first 4 months. That is called foundation course.
Right.
So that 4 months training at Mussoorie LBS NAA, that is Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy of Administration. And then 10 months rigorous training at SVP NPA at Hyderabad, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Police Academy. So how the young man was groomed into an IPS officer. That's what I have written, because whatever discipline, whatever qualities were imbibed during the training, those qualities or those good habits helped me to face various challenges in my career that I have enumerated in a way youngsters will understand, learn some lessons, and takeaways are there. So that's basically to guide and motivate young generation, because I am in police service for last 24 years. So I have dealt with drugs abuse, I have dealt with cyber crimes, I have all kinds of delinquency, all kinds of body and property crime, cheating, forgery, all kinds of crimes, as well as law and order situations, public order situations, terrorism. So last 24 years, I have seen the world in a different perspective, and that perspective I just wanted to share with the young generation.
Also, I must add that the book is very rich in literature with a lot of beautiful poems from renowned authors. So there's that as well, besides Sir's experience and career in the book. You also mentioned that when you first started training, the anglicized ambience of the whole system sort of shook you. Do we still have the colonial hangover in our bureaucracy and the way we do things? Did you see a lot of that in your career as well?
There are certain traditions which have become part of policing, which are a British legacy, but we, of course, have gradually changed from police state to welfare state. So, present scenario is completely different, except certain traditions which are part of our subculture, which need to keep the hierarchy, the order of command, and chain of command that is needed actually to maintain the discipline and decorum of the service. So yes, there are certain traditions, but we have become welfare state, and now Honorable Prime Minister has also asked the police to become smart. Smart. I have dealt about this smart policing in one of the chapters. So smart, S stands for strict and sensitive. M for modern and mobile, A for alert and attentive, R for responsive and responsible, and T for trend and techno savvy. So different kind of policing aspects I have put forward. Women, children, senior citizens, people from minorities, people from scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, their voices, their grievances, how that should be the priority of the bureaucracy, that I have put forth. Yeah.
In the early chapters, you also speak about certain anxiety that you had when you were training, and also an inferiority complex. Why was that, and how did you deal? How did you overcome all those feelings?
See, when I got selected into Indian Police Service, my qualification was only BA History, Marathi medium, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, a small district place in Maharashtra. So, of course, I was very good in Marathi. I studied Marathi literature also, but my English was so-so. Still, it is so-so. But that complex, generally rural young generation has. And I will tell you an example of my interview, though I got very good marks in my personality test, that is into 210 out of 300, which is one of the best scores. But my interview was jumbled due to my language skills in the initial few minutes. So Lieutenant General Surendranath was the chairman of UPSC at that point of time, and he was the chairman of my panel also. So I had opted Marathi medium for my interview, and there was interpreter Kulkarni madam. I still remember. Lieutenant General Surendranath sir started with the question, Vishwas, you have opted for Marathi medium. Why don't you speak in English? There would be direct communication between you and me. And then I started, sir, I'm from a rural background. I'm not fluent in Marathi. Please allow me to speak in. I'm not fluent in English. Please allow me to speak in Marathi. He insisted, speak in broken English, doesn't matter. So I started. So he asked first question, Vishwas, you have been graduated in 1994. These 3 years, what are you doing? I was facing the interview in 1997. So I replied, sir, I have established one competitive study center at my village, which works for the upliftment of the rural youth as well as for disseminating rational and viable ideas in rural talks. So he was impressed with that reply, but that was the only answer which I had meant by heart, because that was the expectation. And then my real English started. So the next question was about Hashiram Kotwal, and I couldn't explain the word womanizer in a proper way. So I asked interpreters for interpreters' help, and my interview went. But I spoke from my heart, whatever my conscience, my truthfulness stood for. So there is one saying that whatever you think, those become your words. Whatever you speak become your actions. Whatever your actions get converted into your habits. Good habits convert into good character, and bad habits into bad character. And on your character depends the destiny. So last question was asked to me, Vishwas, is दुनिया में तुम क्यों आए हो? हिंदी में पूछा था. So I got confused because I myself didn't come. My parents brought me to this world. So I took a pause, and I narrated one poem, which is like very motivating for me. Poem of La Mancha, the poem of a soldier, which goes like this. Which was the answer: "Is दुनिया में तुम क्यों आए हो? To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to try when your arms are too weary to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far. To be willing to march into the hell for heavenly cause, without questions, without pause." So that reply really impressed the panel, and I got good marks.
Also, since taking off from that poem, I'm sure every person who enters the world of IAS or IPS, IRS, they come with a certain set of ideals to dream a good dream, to fight for a good cause. But we always see certain officers keep clashing with their seniors, an established way of things, or even the legislative. And you have spoken in your book about your class topper, Atul Singh, who was I think first posted at Nagaland, and then you've mentioned that he tried a few things which did not click well with the established system, and ultimately he resigned out of frustration. So you see either people falling in line, resigning, or just being bounced from one place to another, from one transfer to another. How did you deal with these kind of pressures throughout your career?
See, every individual has personal characteristics, psyche, and we have different passions for ourselves. Atul is my batchmate, and he was genius he's genius to the core, and he's doing very good in USA. He's pursuing his own dreams and very successful in his endeavors. So I think his personality was completely different. We used to read the books by page. We read by words, but he used to read pages together. So I think his passion was different. This is a completely regimental service, where the discipline and a lot of different kind of attributes or qualities you need to have. So yes, your personality get molded into the officer's qualities during your training, and when you come on the field, the world is different. Certain ideals, certain principles, certain morals. You feel that where am I when you face the realities of the world? But that is the real taste. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So when you face the hurdles in life, that keep your conscience clear, believe in yourself. There are ups and downs. Take those ups and downs as blessing in disguise. So on the field, you will find a lot of hassles in the initial phase. लेकिन जैसे घोड़े की कमांड लेते वक्त तकलीफ होती है. In the similar way, once you get gripped properly on your sit and get command, then you can definitely give good service. We are here to serve the people, not to command or to rule. So your mindset should be towards serving the people. I have written one narration about my village visit also, in which when I was traveling in Uttar Pradesh, and that time there was a village visit. So during some rains, I was waiting outside the hut of one poor old woman, and she invited me inside her house for having a cup of tea. So I felt a little embarrassed. Why should I go and bother this old lady? So I asked her, "Dadi रहने दो." So she said, "अरे नहीं बेटा, तुम्हारे लिए नहीं, मेरे लिए अंदर आ जाओ, क्योंकि पता नहीं भगवान किस रूप में किस वक्त किसके घर आ जाए, मुझे पता नहीं, तो आप अंदर आके चाय पी लो." So Atiti Devo Bhava, that is our culture. So whoever comes into your office is an opportunity to serve. It's given God has given you opportunity. So that mindset is important. Then, of course, this is a democracy. Here, the political executive is supreme, and uh, you and your image and your brand travels with you. So, whatever just, fair, legal, and in the interest of society, if you keep those four ideas in your mind and work, nobody will trouble you because your image travels. But if you succumb pressures and follow wrong orders or diktats, which hardly anybody receives actually. That is all depicted in the movies and TV serials, and everything is not true, whichever is depicted in on the screens. The real scenario is different. So yes, there are media pressures. There are pressures from honorable courts. Different commissions are Human Rights Commission, Women Commission, SC/ST commissions. So many commissions are there. So you are answerable to various agencies. So once you are truthful in your work, your integrity is intact. I think all the problems which surface get evaded away due to your own character.
All right. The 26/11 attacks, for which you've also received a President's Medal for Gallantry. I mean, it was a completely, unforeseen, and you can't imagine that such an incident can happen in our city. But personally, how did that impact you as an officer? You've you've touched upon it in your book, but you've not delved into it. Personally, how did that change you? And also, the police received a lot of brickbats, in hindsight after the incident happened. So, how do you respond to all of that?
Yes, actually, I was DCP of Zone 1, that's South Mumbai, that point of time. I took over as DCP South Mumbai in June 2008. So I came from Pune. I was SP Pune Rural. And when I joined as in charge of South Mumbai, all the vital installations, iconic buildings, all government establishments were located over there. And there is history of terrorist attacks in previous era in that area. So I was very, very sincere while dealing the intelligence inputs. So whatever inputs we received, we religiously worked on those, took measures. Like before 26/11, 1.5 months before the attack, on 29th September to be specific, we had received that Taj and 6 other places, maybe targets. So on 29th September, I visited Taj Mahal Hotel. Almost 7-8 hours I did the Reiki of the hotel. And on 30th, I conducted meeting of the management of the hotel for 3-4 hours. And elaborate 28 instructions were imparted. So a lot of homework was done by me and my team. So yes, that was unprecedented kind of attack. But due to the security audit which was done by me and my team at various other places, even Leopold Cafe, that input had come that not specific Leopold Cafe, but Leopolde was written. But on 26th November, attack happened, and 24th and 25th, 2 days prior to the attack, I had done, hawker removal drive I had taken just 2 days prior to the attack, opposite to Leopold Cafe, Kulaba Causeway. The whole hawkers were cleared. 176 hawkers were cleared from that area. So, Honorable R.D. Pradhan sir, Pradhan Commission was there to inquire into our actions, and they credited us municipal actions and police actions for removal of these hawkers, because in the random firing outside, none was killed. The people, 11 people were killed inside Leopold Cafe, unfortunately. But the whole area, people could escape properly, and chaos was avoided. And about Taj, because terrorists entered at 9:40 and 9:38. Two from main gate 9:38 and 9:40. Two from North Court gate. And on 11th minute, I entered after them along with my bodyguard and security chief of Taj, Sunil Kuriyadi. So when I received, because we had done that 26th November, we were doing ASL at Hotel Trident because Honorable Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister, was supposed to visit Trident on 28th. So after the ASL Advanced Security Licensing meeting, I went to home and I was having my dinner. That time, my wife received the call. My phone was beeping and she received a call from Venkatesham sir. I was having my dinner. And she handed over the phone to me and sir told that there is firing going on near Leopold Cafe in Vishwas Rush over there. Our constable is injured. I was in uniform because my night round was scheduled on that day, which starts at 12 midnight. So I was about to have a nap and then move out for night round, but I was in uniform. I immediately loaded my Glock pistol. I was comparatively Glock is a modern pistol, so with two magazines, 18 bullets approximately. I loaded my pistol. I asked my bodyguard, Amit Khetle, who received 3 bullets. He was severely injured. God could save him due to good surgery. So asked him to load the weapon. And we were rushing Metro Theatre that time. I got call from the then DGP N. Roy sir and Hasan Kapoor sir, the Commissioner of Police. And both told that there is firing going on at Taj. And, specifically, they told about grenade blasts and bullet sounds of AK-47. So instead of going from the main gate, I prefer to enter from the rear gate, that swimming pool area, fire exit area, along with Sunil Kuriyadi, because Sunil was panicked and he just said, they're killing people. Please calmly just show me the way where they are and how they have entered. So some bodies were lying in the pool of blood near the swimming pool area, but we climbed 2 floors and on the opposite Crystal Hall, on the royal staircases, he showed me 3 terrorists and their backs were on our side. And in battlecock position, I could fire 3 rounds on them, injuring one of those. So that was a crucial firing. It was done at 10:03 p.m. 9:40 terrorists entered, 9:51 I entered after them along with my bodyguard, and 10:03 we fired on them opposite that hall because the waiting was in progress. If they would have 3 of the terrorists were there and they would have entered, could have succeeded, then there would have been massacre, mayhem. But that firing could desist them going into that Crystal Hall. And then I told Sunil to take me to the top floor because the position is also very important. So we could, of course, weapon is more important, but position. So from the upper levels, we can dominate. We can better target them. So we went to 6th floor. This all happened in old heritage structure. New building is separate chambers and all. That drama started early VRs, but this all initial phase was in the old heritage wing only. So we went to 6th floor. We checked 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st bedroom. We came down, and I was thinking because from 10:03 to almost 11:15, there was not a single bullet fired. I thought they were escaped, so I came to the gate that time. I heard 2 grenade blasts, so they were inside. So 2 more constables, Rahul Shinde, who martyred while fighting, SRPF young man, 21-year-old, he joined me, and Samadhan More. And we had Hole PSI Kakade, they joined me, and then we went to North Wing. South Wing was already checked. We took the lifts, went over there, but then I understood that there is a CCTV room. So when I came down again, I met my batchmate, Sri Rajvardhan. Along with him, the whole team went to CCTV control room. From there, we could see the movements of the terrorists. And based on the CCTV footages, we could locate them and fired, counter fired. But second floor, the CCTV room was on the second floor. They threw grenades on us. We were counter firing. This went up to up to 2:45 a.m. of 27th. But that point of time, they located us and bombed the whole floor. So fire and smoke started coming inside the room. So we took the decision to go out. And in the line formation, when we were going towards the royal staircase, they did the bust of AK-47 on us, in which 3 bullets were received by my bodyguard Amit Ketle. One of the bullet hit Rahul Shinde, who martyred over there. So our team got split. Me and Rajvardhan could reach to that ballroom, and rest team went back. And then they, from the staircase, they came down, and we were taken out by uh, fire brigade in the wee hours of 27. So basically, I still remember next day I went to bring the body of Rahul Shinde, martyred. The regal mortis was taking place. But I could see his eyes open, finger in the trigger guard, and the Sangin was located towards the first floor. He was battling up to his last breath. Can you imagine Tukaram Umbale Sahib, who is 55-year-old, and at Chowpatty, he took 5 bullets, but didn't loosen his grip on Kasa. So दुनिया में मिल जाएंगे आशिक कई, मगर वतन से खूबसूरत सनम नहीं होता. सोने में लिपट कर, नोटों में सिमट कर मरे हैं कई, मगर तिरंगे से खूबसूरत कफन नहीं होता. That kind of commitment, courage, greed, valor, gallant actions were shown by Mumbai police. We lost 16 of our bravest of the officers and men that night. So that's the story which haunts many times. Of course, Mumbai police had changed. We are more prepared now. We have QRTs, we have force good BDTS teams. We have better postal security. We have the SOPs at place. We have modern weapons, modern boats. We have got better training, better intelligence. After that, we have learned so many lessons and improved ourselves. That's all.
Absolutely. And Mumbai police has always had this reputation of being one of the best forces in the world. There have also been parallels drawn to London Scotland Yard at times. But, in the last couple of years, there have been a few incidents that maybe in some ways have tarnished that high honor a little bit.
So last almost 2 years, I'm on the very important seat of in charge of law and order. I have seen worst of the phase also, and I have seen worst of the times. But I feel the worst time was COVID, in which I lost we lost 129 of Mumbai officers and men while working as frontline warriors during COVID times. But nobody talks about that. And those ugly or bad incidents, definitely we need to introspect, and will introspect on those aspects. But COVID time, we had a great toll on the health of policemen. So we took good measures regarding those. And of course, the incidents which you mentioned, we have taken a lot of measures, weeding out certain bad elements. But there are microscopically, that is microscopic minority, which is in the force, but 99.9% of the police force is outstanding. And I feel proud to work in Mumbai Police, Maharashtra Police, one of the best forces in the world, very committed. There is a beautiful poem which I would like to narrate, if you allow. That is written by one colleague, IPS officer. मैं खाकी हूँ, दिन हूँ, रात हूँ, सांझ वाली बातें हूँ, मैं खाकी हूँ. आंधी में, तूफान में, होली में, रमजान में, देश के सम्मान में, अड़ी के कर्तव्यों की अविचल परिपाटी हूँ, मैं खाकी हूँ. तैयार हूं हमेशा ही तेज धूप और बारिश को हंसकर सहने को, सारे त्योहार भीड़ के साथ मनाने को, कभी पत्थर और कभी गोली भी खाने को, मैं बनी दूजी माटी हूं, मैं खाती हूँ, विघ्न विकट सहकर भी सुशोभित सज्जित भाती हूँ, मुस्काती हूँ, इठलाती हूँ, वर्दी में गौरव पाती हूँ, मैं खाती हूँ, तब में प्रकाश हूँ, अंधेरे में प्रकाश हूँ, कठिन वक्त में आस हूँ, तुम हर वक्त तुम्हारे पास हूँ, बुलाओ तो दौड़ी आती हूँ, मैं खाती हूँ. लास्ट लाइन्स आर ब्यूटीफुल. भूख और थकान की बात ही क्या, कभी आहट हूँ, कभी चोटिल हूँ, और कभी तिरंगे में लिपटी रोती सिसकती छाती हूँ, मैं खाकी हूँ. So khaki is always there, works day in and out for the service of the people, service of Mumbaikars. Today we are facing orange alerts. My personnel, my main lady constables, men are on the road, uh, facing the natural calamities. We have Bakrid coming on 10th, so we are preparing for that. So many issues in forth, but peace times, yes, nobody knows how much efforts we have taken to maintain that peace. A lot of energies, I mean, uh, put forth, and that peace is earned by police force by various proactive measures. But yes, there are certain bad episodes from which we need to learn and introspect and improve ourselves. That's what I want to say.
No, and I must add that the Mumbai police did an absolutely, enormous task of really keeping everything together, ensuring things go on smoothly during the COVID-19 pandemic. And the force has also taken several measures to improve the health and wellness, of the people within. So that needs to be said. Also, now coming to the end of the interview, at the beginning of your book, you've spoken about how in some ways work life balance is required for a healthy mind, a healthy body, and dividing the day into 3 segments of 8 hours. You work for 8 hours, you sleep for 8 hours, and you give the rest 8 hours to your friends and family and yourself. But as you've just described, being a police officer is no mean feat. It requires a lot of your time and effort at your own personal cost. So how do you personally maintain this work-life balance?
See, when I was Commissioner of Police, Nashik City, that point of time, I have written this book 3 years back. But last 2 years, I'm in charge of Mumbai's law and order. So I couldn't get 8 hours to sleep. Last 8 to 10 days, due to political turmoil in Maharashtra, we couldn't sleep also. We were monitoring the movements, protecting the political functionaries, keeping watch on all the developments. So we were on road. So you can read my voice today because I'm suffering from cold and cough today. So I was having fever also last 2 days. So it takes toll on your health also. If that is an absolutely stressful charge which I'm holding now. So basically, as I told you that I maintain a discipline, I maintain a routine. If you take this very important phase of my career that joins as law and order, out of 365 days of year, at least for 300 days every year, I've worked on my health every 1 hour every day. I do yoga alternate day. I run marathons on weekends, long distance, 10 to 15 to 21 kilometers. And every alternate day, I do strength training. I do meditate. I read at least 10 to 20 pages every day. I do make a point while going to the office. I listen to good music also. So these kind of certain good habits keep my mental my psyche positive and optimistic. Whereas, yes, there are certain days which are very stressful. That time, if I don't get time to sleep, that time I do yoga nidra. That 1 hour of yoga nidra is equal to 7 hours of sleep. That is amply available on YouTube. So certain good habits, most importantly, spending some quality time with your family, your wife and children. children, of course, is a bliss for everyone. Talking with your mother because she's at my village, my mother is at my village. So video call is a modern thing which is available. So talking with your mother, sometimes spending time with your friends whenever possible. So make it a point that your personal, your social, your family. That balance is very, very important. And of course, this birthday, my son asked me when I asked what kind of gift he wants to have. So he said that, Daddy, I'm in 10th now. You're guiding the whole Maharashtra youth, and guide me at least. Focus on my academics. That is the gift which I want to have from you. So I have decided to cool down and to opt for some non-executive post and focus on my children's studies because his daughter is in second year of her college and she wants to pursue her career in finance. So giving some time to the family is also very important. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your candid answers. That was Senior IPS Officer Vishwas Nangre Patil. I am Mansi Phadke, Senior Associate Editor with The Print. Thank you for watching The Print Softcover.